Today on Jer and Jeff Eat New West, Jer and I are checking out the You and Me Cafe.
Hi, my name is Amrin and I'm the human and owner behind You and Me Cafe. So I came to Canada in 2011 as an international student, and as you might have read the story, I was deported from Canada in 2018, just one day before my birthday. And then I was a Miss Canada finalist in 2021, and then in 2025 I got the cafe. Throughout this journey, I've seen lots of ups and downs in life, struggles, just like everybody does. But what the toughest part of that was facing all this alone. When I got deported from Canada, and when people came to know about it, my friends, family, I was not asked if you're doing okay. I was asked, what mistakes did you make? Why didn't you submit proper application? Like, did you not hire a lawyer? It was all about judgments. It was all about finding mistakes. It was all about giving suggestions and advices of what I should have done. But nobody sat down and spoke to me and said, are you okay? Like, even if I made a mistake, nobody cared about how I'm doing personally on a human side. And same thing, on my biggest days, I had nobody to celebrate with. On my saddest days, I had nobody to celebrate with. And that loneliness, it killed me inside. Like, it was not the struggles that was too much. It was going everything alone. Going through everything of that alone was tough. And while I was getting deported or I was failing the courses, everybody my age was doing something better in their life. So I was always left behind. And at that time, whenever I walk in a room, I was seen as somebody who doesn't have a job, or who doesn't have a title yet, or who has failed courses, who doesn't have a PR yet, but everybody else has PR, like permanent residency. So I had to work so hard to prove that, I'm still a human. I'm just a little bit behind on what others are doing, but that doesn't mean I'm not enough. When I went through all this, I was looking for a place where I can just be myself, but I couldn't find any. None of my friends, family was there to understand the things that are going inside me while I was going through outside all these things. So I thought, I just don't want anybody ever to go through what I've gone through. So here the place is non-judgmental zone, which means that if you failed a course, if you did shoplifting, if you cheated, everything can be a mistake. But behind all those mistakes, you were a human first, who didn't know what you were doing at the time, or maybe did what you thought is the best thing to do at that time. But that doesn't mean that you are a bad person. You just made a bad choice, and you should be accepted for what you are, for all the good things that you have done in your life, not just one bad mistake or decision you made. That I just want community to come together. So here, when we do community lunches, the titles stay out of the door. What you're doing in your life, which country you're coming from, which culture you follow, which religion you follow, are you a student, are you a principal, are you a CEO? We all sit together, have the exact same meal, because it doesn't matter what race you are or what title you are a human here first. So every Sunday we are doing community lunch. That's from 2 to 4 p.m. and we have different themes every Sunday. We do potlucks, or hopefully this Sunday we wanted to do something, but next Sunday we are doing nachos. But for nachos, we all will sit together and cut vegetables. So one person will cut cucumbers or jalapenos, green peppers. We all will cut, and then I'll just put it in the oven.
You will help with prep.
Yes. So basically, we're just trying to bring community together through activities. So there is no awkward conversation, and there is no conversation of where do you work. That's not something we want to start the conversation with. That where do you work? Or yes. So yeah, those ones we do, and then just a couple other that I've recently started is Humanity Walk every Saturday. From 9 to 9:30, we meet at You and Me Cafe. We go for a walk, 30-minute walk. Everybody, there is no registration fee for this. It's just free. But after the walk, we all hang out here again. Again, connections through movement, right? So it doesn't become awkward. And because I had never had my birthday celebrated, and I'm big on birthdays. I love birthdays. So on 15th of every month, the cafe has decided that whoever's birthday come in that particular month, we all will gather on 15th of that month, and cafe will sponsor the cake, and we'll all celebrate together. I swear, you know how you start a business and you think about business model, and area, and you do so much of research, right? But when I started the cafe, it was with only one purpose, that what I have gone through, I just don't want anybody else to go through it. And that was the only reason. But when I started the events, like 4 months ago, we changed the concept. And when I started the events and when I started people coming in, I realized that this was not just my problem. A lot of people are going through this, and there is no place like this. And the surprises that I've seen is that when the break-in happened 4 days ago, my completely door was like broken. There was like, I was not able to open the door, and people were coming from community to support me, and they were buying drinks from that broken door. Like, I've literally served. I have videos of that. So what surprised me is that from last 4 months, I was trying to create a place where people don't feel alone. And I didn't know that when I'll be standing in middle of a broken glass, I will have community coming and supporting me through that and making me feel that I'm not alone either. I didn't know I was building a community. So that's the biggest surprise I've seen. All the items that you see on the menu is something that I used to cook at home for me, and I really liked it, and people around me really liked it. So those are the only items on the menu, because I'm not a professional chef. And our avocados are best sellers. I have heard this more than 20 times now, that this is the best avocado I've ever had from people who have tried. So there was this so through the events, people started knowing about the concept and the culture. The lady just came and she said, "Can I just talk to you?" And she hugged me and she cried a lot, and she was going through something in her personal life, and she went out everything that she was going through. And I sat on the table, and for the first time in my life, I prayed to God that please do not send anybody for next 30 minutes as a customer, because I want to sit with her, I want to be with her. She shared whatever she was going through in her life, and after her 15-20 minutes of meltdown, I asked her if there's anything I can do, and she said, you already did. She said, I was carrying this from 4 months. I didn't know where to go. I couldn't share this with my family. I had to be strong in front of them. And I thought that if I tell any of my friends, they'll judge me. But this place, when I heard it's a non-judgmental zone, I wanted to see. And I'm seeing it myself, that when I'm trying to tell you everything that I've done wrong or right, you have absolutely no judgment. You're just looking at me as a person. So at that time, our paid forward wall is very different than regular paid forward wall. Usually paid forward is like, oh, buy a coffee for the next person in line. Our paid forward is that when you're going through a rough time, the community has put some nice, kind messages on that sleeve, and you pick up the message that you feel that goes with you on that day. So what I feel is that if you're already having a good day, and if I give you something, yeah, you're happy, you're glad, you're appreciating. But if you're going through something horrible, you feel you're alone, you feel that there is nobody to understand you. And if at that time I show you, or the place shows you, that there is a stranger out there who doesn't want you to go through this alone, and he has or she has already paid for your coffee, I think that makes a huge difference. That brings a smile on the face when you don't even want to stop crying. So I offered her the paid forward. She didn't want it. I insisted. She ended up taking it, and she hugged me. And then that time, I didn't expect her to buy anything, and this is the message I want to share, that when you're coming for your bad days, when you're going through something, this cafe is not a place for transaction. You come here, you sit with me, you ask for Amrin, I'll sit with you, you stay for 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, until you feel that you're okay to leave and you're feeling lighter. But in those 5 hours, there is not a single time I'll expect you to come and pay something and give some transaction to cafe, because for me, I just want you to be fine before you go. So the proudest moments that I have seen after the events is that people are coming to this place to vent out. And I'm not trying to take over any counseling services or any professional crisis services. I'm trying to show that there is a bridge between there before you reach to that breaking point where you have to end up going and wait for 2 weeks to get an appointment. But when you're feeling down and you want somebody immediately to talk to, this is that place. So that was the biggest and proudest moment of my day, because since I opened the cafe, that was the day when I felt that my purpose is fulfilled.
Great concept.
It is,
Great
and
story, and wonderful lady.
yeah,
So kind.
And, if you're watching this right when we post it, hopefully her GoFundMe is still going. We'll post a link if anybody feels like, how heartbreaking is that, right? Like you're trying to do something beautiful for the community and then somebody breaks in, and I just feel terrible. So I hope she does really well. I hope everybody gives it a chance and either goes in for a chai and a quick bite to eat, or maybe takes part in one of those events she's throwing. They're really cool.
I think the potluck idea is really cool.
So cool.
To gather and talk and not talk about their work or their job profession, but just try and get onto like a more intimate level. So I think it's a really cool concept.
Well, there's something about cooking with people that like when you go camping with some people and you're making food together, like it's a bonding thing, right? It's nice.
For sure.
Yeah. So awesome. Where should we go next?
I have no idea. We're kind of talking about that at the restaurant there. I don't know. Maybe let's see. Maybe we'll run a poll.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
Cool.
All right, guys. That's You and Me Cafe. Hopefully you've checked them out. And if you haven't, put them on your list, as they're doing something really cool. See you guys.